If you're an entrepreneur and you're at a crossroads, things are going all right, you're earning some money, but you think you need to be doing more. I've got to ask you this question. Why should you do more? Because it's not for everyone. Not everyone wants to build a big beast, a big monster. They want to have a nice lifestyle. I'll ask you this question. Do you work to live or live to work? Well, that conversation is coming up on today's podcast as we discuss this mortgage company. Should they go to the next level or should they enjoy their life? Let's find out. Strap yourselves in. Welcome back to the Business Broadcast. This is the podcast designed to help grow your business. I'm James Sinclair and you are
James Burt.
Welcome back, gang. Today we're speaking to who?
We are speaking to Daniel. You should remember that because we just played the song Daniel down the phone to Daniel while we were off camera and he didn't know what was going on, but we were laughing.
What was really special about that is we actually booked Elton John live to do it.
Yeah.
On the line.
He was ready for it, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I wonder who is the most
we've got.
I wonder who's the most famous person who listens to this podcast. If you're a famous person listening to this podcast, please put in the comments your name. Who do you reckon it would be? It's going to be a business person, isn't it? Imagine if Richard Branson goes, I like that guy, James Sinclair.
Wow. I got invited to go to Necker Island and spend a week with Richard later on this year.
Here we go. Here comes a joke.
No joke. I'm thinking about doing it.
What do you mean you're thinking about doing it?
I'm doing it, yeah. Going with Daniel Priestley.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow. No, I'm not going with you. No, we're not
We
going to do a
can come
podcast.
if you want.
Okay, thanks. £250,000, is it?
No. But
25 bags.
It's 25,000. Yeah.
I've heard it's
for the accommodation and food and.
What an experience, though.
What an experience.
Are you looking forward to it?
Personal development. Yeah. I've got to get onto that, actually. You've just reminded me I've got to get back
don't
to
let
it.
that slide. What a great opportunity. He was like one of the reasons you got started. I reckon you and Ricky B will be mates. Hence, you'll be calling Ricky B by the end of it.
Ricky B.
It's
up to me.
Brush up on your tennis if you want to befriend.
I can't play tennis.
Have you tried paddle yet?
No, but I know that's all the
God.
rage. Have you done paddle, Stevie?
Yeah, I have done paddle.
You have done paddle. Thoughts on paddle, Stevie? Producer Steve's here today.
The rules took a while to get
Sure.
hang of.
Why? What's the rules?
Well, it's like a mixture of squash
And tennis combined. It's unbelievable.
I thought, what is it? It's easier than tennis, though, isn't
Yes.
Really? I don't think so.
Depends how good you are at tennis. I'm a very low-level tennis player, but distinctly more average at paddle.
Yeah, it's hard to get the grip of, but once you get the hang of it, good fun.
Would you say you're addicted?
No.
You see,
Some people are.
I
aren't they?
just love paddle. I think it's amazing. If I had more time on my hands, I would play paddle every day.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Well, that's that. So tell us about Merit Mortgages.
So we have got Daniel. Daniel is on. Daniel Tilson. We'll have to find that out. Merit Mortgages. They are been going between 3 and 4 years. Their estimated monthly revenue is 25,000 smackaroonies. 3 team members. Biggest challenge, time. Second biggest challenge, growth. Third biggest challenge, peaks and troughs. He's a man of few words. Where do you want to be in 1 year's time? He said he wants to have another advisor on board and writing 500,000 quid per year. In business. What does the business look like when it's finished? He said a little more automation, more consistency, less reliant on my input. Do you make the profit you want to make? And if so, what is it? And he says pretty much we stay level. We're estimated to do 200,000 for 2025 to 2026. Interestingly, we've never had this one before. We always have a pre-chat, and we said to Daniel, what is it you want to get out of today's podcast? He said, well, I'm not really sure. I just want to know whether I should go for the next level or kind of stay where we are, which is kind of comfortable.
I think that's a big crossroads. There are lots of entrepreneurs saying, look, we've got money in the bank, the mortgage is okay, we can go around Sainsbury's and not worry about putting in the basket.
Must be doing well if you can go to Sainsbury's and not worry about the basket.
What's next? Are you growing just for the sake of growing? Because some people, lifestyle, some people live to work and others work to live. And you need to find out where you're
Which one you are.
What are you? Live to work or work to live?
What is it again? Live to
Thank
work.
you for listening.
Live to work or
Are
work
you a
to live?
person that works to live or lives to work?
No, lives to work. I love work. I hate weekends. I don't hate weekends. I've got to start positively manifesting better language around it because Hayley gets really pissed off for me. But we don't swear on this podcast, but she does. I get anxious on a Saturday. I'm like, I could be doing stuff. Instead, I'm sat in South London watching baseball with 2 kids who don't really care about going to baseball lessons.
Yeah.
And then Hayes like, you've also got to do this. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you say you are, James Sinclair? Do you live to work or work to live?
Well, good golly, Miss Molly. I think I live to work.
I think so. What about you, Stevie, producer Stevie? There's no right or wrong answer. I realise he's the person that pays the paychecks.
At the moment, work to live, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there is no right or wrong. Like,
Yeah.
Just a genuine question.
Yeah, I'd say work.
I think
You're giving me the look of a person who's just been thrown right under a bus.
Oh, no. I was just thinking about what you were saying before.
I think people that work to live are happier than people that live to work.
I think you're right.
In the round.
I think you're right.
You know, I watch, so one of the people that works for us, Mads, I mean, she just has life covered, doesn't she? She is every weekend's a holiday or an event or something. And she just, it's a wonderful time with friends and family.
Yeah.
I look at that and I see her on Instagram. I think, you got that sus, love. You've won the lottery.
And she's genuinely so full of joy, isn't she?
Yeah,
She's just one of them people. She doesn't seem to me that she has to try to be happy. She's just genuinely happy. Yeah, maybe something to that. So good question from Daniel, whether he should carry on growing for the sake of it or not, as the case may be. We also ask our entrepreneurs as well, how do you spend your day-to-day time in the business? He said, working in the business, being the main advisor, running the business, doing the management, etc. And then he's got a bunch of questions that he would like to ask to Jimbo as well. Because mortgage companies are an interesting one, aren't they? Because although you've got staff, in the majority of instances, the advisors are they self-employed normally? Or they write their own book of business?
Some and some.
And some. We will find out more about that when we ask Daniel very shortly. But before that, it's time for this. Interesting quote of fact. Interesting quote of fact. It's time for the interesting quote of fact of the week.
I am doing quote and fact.
No way. Oh my God.
I live to serve our listeners.
You are the gift that keeps on giving.
Before we go on any further on this, if you're watching this podcast, if you subscribe to this podcast on Spotify or YouTube, we want to get really good guests on. We want to get the most people listening to our guests. We want to interview high-level entrepreneurs and business owners. And for all that to happen, I'm afraid we need to make sure that we look as good as we possibly can online. So please massage that subscribe button. It helps more than you know. Just hit the bell button, hit the subscribe button. And if you love what we do, please leave us a review as well. It really does help way more than you'll ever know.
Yeah.
And then if we get that, we can interview great people like Richard Harpin on my social platforms. I've got a interview coming out very soon where I interviewed the guy that's ran Omaze.
Have
started
you?
it from scratch.
American fella,
yeah. I went to his office. I mean, they are, in his own words, well, I need to verify this, the fastest growing company in Europe.
Are they really?
Yeah. Not the biggest, fastest growing.
Very interesting.
And it's a very fascinating conversation that's coming out soon. So,
I didn't know you'd done that. That'd be brilliant. I like the Omaze story. I heard it on a podcast somewhere. I was like, I didn't realize that they started a charity or something.
Well, there's a charitable element to it. It's definitely not a charity, but they give away lots of money to charity.
It's fine.
They started out, I don't want to give too many bombs on the podcast, but he somehow got to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger and sort of raffled off a prize to go in a tank around California with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Right,
yes. It was all like big sort of one-off experiences, wasn't it? And then the house thing came further down the line. For those who don't know, Omaze, they basically sort of like raffle off
multi-million-pound houses.
That's right.
And a cash sum lump. They are generating huge amounts of revenue here in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So that's coming out. But look, when you massage that subscribe button, just give it a little massage right now. Just a little massage. Then you really do help the pod more than you know.
And if everyone did it, so this podcast I saw the one that went out on Sunday, they had like 2,000 people who watched it within 2 days. If every single person done that, that would really, really help.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, ask yourself why. Has this man not given you enough? Does he not do enough for British entrepreneurs? What else could he do apart from give his life away in service to bigger powers that be?
Absolutely.
But all he wants is a subscribe, okay?
So, I'm doing fact and quote. What are you going with?
I'm just going to go for an old quote.
You go first.
But I've got, right, Stevie, you ready to verify how good the quote is?
I'm ready.
You ready? Okay, so I'm gonna log you in now. Logging you in. Okay, this is officially, let's see what Stevie thinks. Some people, Hang on. I need the drama. Some people want it to happen. Some people wish it would happen. Others make it happen. Happen. Just let it sit for a second till the end of this jingle.
I mean, we definitely had that one on the pod before. It's a hat trick for JB.
Are you kidding
We've done
me?
3 podcasts before.
Are you kidding me?
I'm sure we've had that one. I mean, it's
Stevie,
another...
Stevie, what are you saying? Are we yaying it or are we naying it?
Yay.
Thank you very much. Passed today's test.
I prefer the jingles that you've done around it. I mean, it is another one of those, isn't it? That
Because Michael Jordan said it. If you don't think it's good enough, say it to Michael Jordan's face. Have you watched the Last Dance documentary?
No.
You should watch it. You would love it.
The Last Dance.
Last Dance is about the Chicago Bulls basketball team in the late 80s, early 90s when they were like unbeatable. Like they were the team to beat.
Oh, stars.
Including Michael Jordan, who is of, like Nike Air Jordans, that whole thing.
Yeah, I've heard of Michael
they
Jordan.
talk about what they did as a team. It's a 4-part series. Michael Jordan is still so passionate now that he talks at the end and he gets so angry about people who don't fulfill their potential. He starts crying, like through anger. I'm like, oh, it's unbelievable. You should watch it.
Where do we
Check that
watch
out.
it?
You can watch it on Netflix. Go to Netflix now. Don't know why I'm advertising Netflix for Netflix, but there you go. Have you never seen it either, Stevie?
No.
Oh
no
my
idea.
God. And you are peak performers of the highest echelons. Wait till you see this then. Go on then.
Okay, so what's the average age of first-time buyers in London and therefore in the UK? Because this is a mortgage show, so I thought that was
That was very good. I reckon, I think 38.
That's for the,
If not
London or
early
the UK?
40s, London.
What are you going with, Stevie? You can play along here.
For London, I'd say 50.
It's 38. It's 37. So well done, JB.
Done.
And then the rest of the UK, and the average age is 33. And that's expected to rise every year as it becomes more complicated and difficult. And then I thought I would also research into the average age of starting a business here in the UK.
Here he goes. He's got double facts as well.
What do you reckon that is?
Have you not done this?
What, starting a business?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's lock her back in. Official verification. I think we have done
I
this.
think you've done this.
What, did we do this?
We have.
47? Is that the answer?
This is to ChatGPT.
Well, if we have
there.
done it and you do the editing and you don't know the answer, you're not listening to the content.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
So
thought
more
this was-
for you.
In summary, if you're
Live to work.
defining, if you're defining starting a business broadly, especially small lifestyle business, the average is around 46. If you're focusing a high growth investor-backed startup, it's closer to the mid-30s, on average 36. For tech-savvy, scalable startup founders, it's the early 30s. But people using their own money, starting from scratch, it's around 46.
Isn't that interesting? That people who are like doing it the hard way with their own cash will do it later. Those who are going to burn through someone else's money, I'll have a go in my 30s. I don't care. Ain't my cash.
So there you go. I'll start in 6 years' time. That's for me.
Wow. Yeah, you wouldn't have even got started.
No, interesting, isn't it?
If you had to have...
I've got my quote as well.
Go on then.
No, go on, you go first. If you had to.
So knock on the door. Someone wants a quote.
We went for lunch just now.
Did we?
I was talking to Stevie. Stevie's mum is my PA, just for clarity.
Wonderful woman, by the way,
Yeah,
Tracy. Shout out to Tracy.
Big shout out to the Shore.
Ever called her the Shore before?
No.
Shawshank Redemption. You used to call her Shawshank Redemption when she goes militant on you.
I forgot what I was going to say. We was talking about
Tracy.
Stevie and Tracy still get on very well. We
Yes.
was talking about adult children. I said there's a really good quote,
yes.
and I think I'm going to share it. This sums up success in life. A billionaire was asked this, and this was his answer. He said, what makes you so successful? And he said, well, success to me is if my adult children want to spend time with me when they're adults.
Yeah, that's great.
And I think that really is,
Yeah.
because lots of people don't really get on with their parents. So it's really sad, or they feel like they have to go and see their parents when they're older. Like it's a duty.
Bit of a chore.
That you want to be excited to see mum and dad, don't you? Spend time with mum and dad.
Yeah.
And what are you doing to be that person so that they choose to spend time with you?
Yeah, that's good.
When they don't have to spend time with you.
Yeah. So there you go. So Tracy is one of the most successful people that we know by default.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. What's yours, JB? Oh, you done?
I've already done mine. It's so nondescript. You said, I think we had that one before. I don't know how that one before. Right, shall we get lovely Daniel on the pod?
Let's get him on.
Hey, Daniel, how are you?
Hey, yeah, very good, thanks. Busy at the moment, but that's a good way to be, right?
Absolutely is. Right, so we were talking just briefly before we brought you on air, and we were talking in the pre-chat chat. You said something very interesting, which not a lot of people say to us on this podcast, but probably more people should be thinking about this. You're not sure whether you should stay as you are or you should strive for the next level, which I think is going to be a very interesting conversation. But before we get to that, can you just give us a quick summary of your life experience and why you started this business 3 to 4 years ago, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, and I think that would probably kind of explain the position of why I'm in this predicament where I am. So I started in mortgages 20 years ago. I went to work for Barclays Bank and did 4 years in there as a premier manager, and then which part of that was a mortgage person, and then did 4 years at HSBC as well. Did a couple of
Let's
years.
Let's stop here. I want to know, which bank did you prefer, HSBC or Barclays?
Different roles. So I was a premier banker at Barclays, and I was just.
Who was better to work for then?
HSBC. I prefer.
Why?
Because I think it gave me more opportunities to grow, and it felt like a higher up role to me. Whereas I think maybe because I was younger when I was at Barclays, I didn't really have the appreciation for the role I was in. I think I was their youngest premier manager, dealing with the high net worth clients at the age of 22, and I don't think I appreciated it at the time. Whereas I think, as I developed more professionally in things, then that became I don't know, more me, I think.
I get it. So just what on the theme of banks, I think it's interesting for entrepreneurs and business owners. You work with, I suppose, nearly every bank every day of the week trying to get mortgages through and stuff for customers, yeah?
That's right, yeah.
Who's the one that you think is the most organised, the most customer service focused?
There's definitely a few of the high street ones. Someone like NatWest at the moment is really good. They tend to be quite flexible with clients and lend them quite a lot at the moment. The likes of Nationwide and Halifax, again, coming up there quite highly.
On a customer service basis, you can actually talk to someone still.
Yeah, sometimes there are definitely some that are more flexible and more open to having a conversation if you have a more complex situation. But it just really varies from client to client and finding the right lender for the right customer, which is different for every single person's situation. Really.
Go on, carry on. So I just thought it'd be interesting.
Yeah, no worries. So then I became a new build broker for a company called New Homes Group, part of Connells, and I absolutely hated that. Managed to do it for 18 months, hated every single moment of it. Went on holiday to Australia for 2 weeks, and the whole way home, I just thought, I really hate my job. I can't do it anymore. I landed, an hour later, I quit my job. An hour after that, I booked the next flight out. Did 6 months traveling the world 7 years ago, and then I came back and I was like, I have to actually earn some money now. So then I went to becoming a broker for a bigger firm as a sole trader. Did that for 6 years, and that's where I kind of learned what I'm doing now. And then decided after that, I didn't particularly love their branding and the way they did everything, so I wanted to be able to do my own thing and started up my own firm from that 3 years ago. Still work very closely with that previous firm and get on very well, but very happy to be out there and doing my own thing now.
So for those people who don't sort of know this world that well, so a lot of the time brokers are the sole traders. So you sort of effectively work for yourself, but under the banner of a brand, don't you? Is that right? Have I got that correct? That's
right. Yeah. So I started with them initially as an employed role for 6 months. It was employed to self-employed, and then after that, they just took a split of the commission, if you like. They gave me a few leads at the beginning, but only a very few, and then it was kind of over to me to run my own individual business, but within their brand, within their social media marketing, that sort of thing. Now just completely by myself under a network, but completely by myself with my own brand.
So why, again, for people who might not understand this well, why would somebody go to effectively work for somebody else? What does a brokerage give you as an independent sole trader that you couldn't do by yourself?
So initially having those leads and that kind of mentorship for an established firm that had been around 20 years, it was great to learn how things worked, and having only worked for really the banks and the big corporates before, having a small business and seeing how that all worked from the grassroots, if you like, was really useful to learn my trade and to understand what I was doing.
Good stuff. Well, that's the end of the interrogation. Daniel, you'll be pleased to know. We'll now get on to the point of the show where we actually give you a bit of support and guidance.
Sorry to jump in. So just to kind of clarify where I am with the business now. So that was 3 years ago. Since then, had a few changes. So I had my PA, who I employed when I was a sole trader, came across with me. She then became a broker. Didn't work out for her. She found that the job too stressful. So then she went away to go and do an admin role elsewhere. Since had 2 more admins working for me, one now for 2 years and one about 2 months now. And my other half came back from maternity leave after a year and started doing the insurance side for me from the beginning of this year. So my fiance does the insurance advice and has done for the last 6-7 months, and is doing great at that. But we have a 20-month-old at home that we share the childcare for, in between nursery and 2 older stepdaughters for myself as well. So busy family home. Which is kind of hence the questions of, do I spend more time with the family side, or as we're happy with the level of business we're doing, or do we look to grow so I can maybe step away in the future? And it's just finding that balance.
This will be an interesting conversation. So at the moment, so there's you and 2 admin staff and your other half in the business. So there's 4 of you in it right now.
That's right. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. And you're doing 25 grand a month at the moment. Your challenges, you said you're a man of few words. Biggest challenge, time. Second biggest challenge, growth. Third biggest challenge, peaks and troughs. Let's go for the first one first. What's the big sort of time issue that you're having?
So I think since I wrote that back in a little while ago, things have improved quite a lot, because I've had the new admin start, I say a couple of months ago, and I'm handing off a lot more of my day-to-day kind of data entry and application filling out to Avi and Nadine, who are the administrators, and they're picking up a lot more of the day-to-day stuff, which just takes time off of me to be able to go and network and find new business and talk to clients, really. So time is still a challenge, but not as much as it was when I wrote that. And now Avi, the newer girl, has been doing it for a couple of months. She's definitely doing great and really kind of picking up the slack and not needing as much time spent with her to train her up in that as well. So time is still a challenge, but it's not as much as it was, and I know that between them they are taking on a lot more, and I guess that I would potentially look at taking on another administrator, or extending the hours of one of those, rather than potentially having more advisors, because then it would free me up more to then go and write more business, if that makes sense.
Okay, so should we get into the question? So challenge number 1 that you put down here, how to expand while still maintaining levels of service. Question number 2 is, do I need to grow, or am I okay to stay as I am? And question 3, should I be looking at other areas of income or just staying in my lane? What I'm very conscious of is you can't come on here and ask us for permission on how to run your life. You need to make those decisions. If you have an itch to grow and a desire to grow, then grow the thing. But if you're happy with your lot, maybe keep doing what you're doing and then take some of your profits and put it into commercial property or investments that will spin you off more cash, and you don't have to go on and carry on building a monster. And I think, lots of people at those crossroads like you, one of the big things that I've learned is that actually having a medium-sized business is really tough. Having a boutique business is great. Having a big business is great. And there's a desert middle that lots of people really struggle with, where you don't get the economies of scale with the next level of middle management up to get the economies of scale in revenue, in profitability, to make it all worthwhile. And so you have to go through a couple of years of pain. That's my experience.
What size is medium size in your...
Well, it depends on sector by sector. I mean, for me, you know, like a restaurant, for example, having 100-seater restaurant, or you have 20 or 10
but you don't want
restaurants.
4
or 3,
yeah, gotcha.
Because you then start needing area management and stuff like that. Like if you look at an insurance brokerage, you can have one office, you control it all brilliant, and you have to really scale up and get really talented people all over the country and do it on a big wholesale scale to start making the next. Because once you layer in middle management, you need to bring in much more revenue to dilute that cost.
What's your gut telling you with that, Daniel?
So I think I found when Kate, my previous advisor, worked for me, then managing her took up more time than doing the business myself. So I could potentially do a lot more, and now I feel so.
That sounds like. Can I just, Daniel? That might be because you was a control freak, and you know you.
But yes.
Yeah, and you might need to get someone better than you, and pay them a bit more than you might think, and you get someone that really knows what they're doing. Or you bring in someone that's a young, bright thing, and you train them up the way you want them to do it, and it takes a bit more time. I mean, you might be a control freak over your business, a superhero of your business. You might have a bit of a God complex, and no one can do it as good as you.
I don't feel that that's the case. At the same time...
Then you made the wrong hire.
But possibly. I think if we're... As you do mortgages and you know it very well, and you know every single case, then if something goes wrong or there's a blip anywhere along the line, then you've kind of got your ear to the ground and you can go and fix it straight away. Whereas someone who doesn't own the business doesn't have the same passion for those clients and to make sure that
that's God superhero complex. You're listening to the conversation. Oh, I can do that better. I'll go in and save the day. And loads of business owners have that, by the way. I mean, it never moves forward, and they'll never have something better or bigger. You know, you see this with engineering businesses. You know, that machine's broken. I'll just stop growing my business and I'll go and repair the engineer's machine, or I'll turn into the engineer again. It's a common thing with business owners is no one can do it as good as us. They say things like, if you want a job done well, just do it yourself. Does that describe you?
I think so to a degree. I think the whole broker industry, it is kind of set up so you tend to go and work for a firm, and then after a few years want to go and do your own thing. So I guess there is a slight fear, at least, that if you do spend lots of time and and train someone up or bring someone in who's really good, they could want to take your business and you're introduced.
Well, that's definitely going to happen, isn't it? Has happened since the dinosaurs were around. People have been stealing ideas and go off and doing it better themselves. That's why you need to turn your business high barrier to entry so that people don't think like that. You know, if I was running a business like this, I'd be thinking, how can I lend my own money? How can I become a bank? That's just how I'm wired up. You know, not everyone's like that, but I would be thinking, well, how can I raise the money and become a fund and lend that's just, I'm weird. I'm a freak. I know that. I'm unusual. But, I think the big thing that I would be doing if this was my business is I would find other brokers that are business owner brokers around the country that are not on your patch, and I would meet up with them 3 or 4 times a year to see what they're doing differently because they're ahead of you. Or say, look, I'm really happy making $100,000 a year and we have a great work-life balance. You know, we'll put our prices up and we'll lose 10% of our customers, but we'll get 20% more profit because we're only looking after the people we really love. And, and we'll invest our spare cash, and that will make us the money rather than growing a massive business. Because I don't, I'm an over, I can't delegate as well, and it makes me uncomfortable. And that's most people. I love delegating. I think, how can I not do this anymore?
Yeah, I think that is a skill that I'm reluctantly learning, having to hand more of my day-to-day stuff off than I did before.
But Daniel, that's most people. That's most business owners. They're very, you're saying all the things that proves it. What if they go and take all my book? I think if someone comes and works for me and does me over, I just think, well, I'll have to deal with it. Next. Whereas most people are like, well, that's going to give me depression for the next 6 months because I've lost half my business, or, I've lost my best client. I just think, well, I've got to deal with that. And it was my fault. Don't be bitter, be better. I should have done a higher barrier to entry business. It's my fault that I chose a model that was low barrier to entry. It's my fault that I let that person in. I didn't recruit good enough. It's my fault. I can't blame anyone else. You are your own economy. Get on with it, idiot. That's what I think about myself when things go wrong. I regularly have a go at myself and put myself down and think, I should be better.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think everyone's their own worst critic, aren't they?
Well, but it's not for everyone to think like that. Like we said on the pre-chat, lots of people have much better work-life balance than me.
Yeah, I mean, I do. Both myself and my other half, we both really enjoy what we do, and we're really passionate about it. So it's definitely something we don't want to step away from and not be close to where the action is, if you know. But yeah, at the same time, there is having that balance and being able to step away from it without it worry about it all falling apart and things, and that can be tough.
Cool.
Have you ever, you always talk about your PBA, Jimbo, your personal bank account. That would be a good exercise for you to do, to work out what is it you actually really, really need for your dream lifestyle. And it's not the dream lifestyle. I guess it's like your dream average lifestyle. So you're not talking about, walking onto a yacht in Saint-Tropez every day, or you're not talking about, owning, going half a Necker Island with Branson or whatever it may be. But it's about that average, really nice lifestyle that you can foresee for yourself. And what is the number that needs to happen? Most people sort of arbitrarily pick a number. Oh, I need 10K a month. I need 5K a month. They just pick some round number for the sake of it. But have you ever looked at what you actually need to earn or want to earn to have that lifestyle that you want, so that you and your partner can do the juggling of the childcare and, have a nice lifestyle and still be involved and all that kind of good stuff?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I think picking a number, we'd have to say around about £15,000 a month of written business would be enough to make sure all the staff are paid, all the mortgages paid and everything else, and to live a very comfortable life and better than either of us have been used to previously. So that would be very comfortable for us, yeah. And if we were going up from that, then we would want to put more money into the pensions, more money into the investments, and that would then you can pick a much higher number.
So double that. Say you want it to be 30 grand of, into your personal bank account, and then reverse engineer what you need. And it, you might think, actually, the elephant's not that big. It's it's more of a goat, and. Sorry,
weird analogy.
It's more of a goat, and I don't know. I'm trying to think of another animal. I've completely gone blank here. I don't know why. I was thinking of a wallaby, and that's the worst. It's just getting worse. It's more of a wallaby. It's more of a goat, and you don't need to go for an elephant. I'm an elephant, and I want to go for the elephant. I want to go for I want to go for the monster, and it's not for everyone to do that.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any need for us to have a multi-million-pound business to be happy, and I don't think there's the correlation that I've seen in historically between people earning more and being happier is there. So, providing we can be comfortable and we're building something for the future and we are making sure we can retire one day.
Daniel, I wish I was you. Do in many ways, I wish I was you, where I could just say, I'll be happy with my lot. I applaud it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I kind of learned it when in my Barclays days. I said I was a Premier manager. I had a portfolio of 350 clients, all earning 250 plus a year, and virtually none of them were happy. And I don't want to fall into that category. I want to be there around the kids. I want to be there to be part of the family. I think that's just as important, providing I can build a comfortable lifestyle.
Well, there you go.
I think you've answered your own question then, mate.
I think so.
But that's a brilliant thing to have a conversation about, because, like I say, I find it very often, and Jim's obviously at a different stage of life than the rest of us, let's say. But so many people that I speak to, like, oh, I'd love to do what Jim does. I'm like, you've got no concept. You've got no concept. It took us 15 minutes during the last recording to leave for lunch because he gets that many emails. In the end, me and producer Stevie, we just left. It was like, he didn't even know we'd got it. Like, I'm just going to go and get my lunch. I'm hungry. And then he turns up at the restaurant half an hour later, and he's been, dozens and dozens of messages in between. And it's not for everybody. I think there's real power in going, do you know what? 30 grand a month, 360 grand a year, that would be a really, really nice life. And I can be happy. And the correlation between money and happiness isn't directly correlated. You're absolutely right. More people should be able to do what you do and decide what is going to make them happy and then chase that, not the money.
Yeah, I think, the more I've spent time with entrepreneurs and business owners, you have to really assess who you are and what, why you're doing things. I was speaking to a very, a guy that's probably got 40 million quid in the bank, a very high level entrepreneur. One of my business owner dinners, moved out to Dubai and thought that, he wanted more. And he's actually become very spiritual and has left Dubai, come back to the UK.
Oh, really?
And he's just changed his mindset on lots of stuff because he realised that isn't what actually makes him tick. And, I think you do need to find that out.
Yeah, know what makes you tick. Underrated, that is. Underrated.
Yeah, right. And I definitely found that when I was kind of away travelling and stuff, even though it was only for 6 months, is the conversations you have with people about isn't about your job or your car or your house or anything else. You talk to people about where they're going next and what they're doing next, and to have those experiences. And I genuinely think 30 grand a month would be more than enough to be able to have almost any experiences that you want to have for most people, and certainly for me.
Yeah, good for you, mate. Well, look, if we can send just, you need 30 grand a month in written business. You're already doing 25. So how can we send another 5 grand your way? Where can people get in touch?
Yeah, so merrittmortgages.co.uk is our website. And that's also our Facebook and things as well. So that's where we are. Would love to hear from anyone we can assist.
There you go.
Awesome. Brilliant. Thank you
for
coming on, mate.
How hard is it to get a mortgage for people at the moment? Is it easy, or are the banks pulling in? Or what's your view on the market?
Oh, definitely. So it's definitely a much more stable market than it has been for the last couple of years since the whole Liz Truss thing, and then before that, COVID. Affordability's there. You've got banks like your high street names like Nationwide lending up to 6 times your income. Even if you only earn 30 grand a year, they still do 6 times your income now, which is a huge amount. There's 100% mortgages out there again. So there's
100% mortgages, aren't there?
Yeah.
What with conditions?
April Mortgages have just released them since end of May, I think. So there's options out there.
How does someone get a 100% mortgage? There must be some terms and conditions.
So they are fixed for 10 or 15 years. So they get around the stress tests that most mortgages would be under scrutiny for by being fixed over the longer term. But if you sell the property or make overpayments from your own incomes or savings, there's no early repayment charges on that. So there's definitely some more kind of creative products out there than there used to be. I'm just hoping
I'm interested because I don't think a lot of people know about that. So what's sorry, just showing Joe, but this is the side of people that are calling me now. I wish I could show you this on the...
This is why people don't want the life that he has. If you could see his phone, you would know why.
I just
lost you now.
These lords and ladies call me.
100% mortgages.
Yeah, 100% mortgages. I suppose, is that a dangerous thing? I suppose... Anyway, so someone got...
Yeah, the fact you're fixed in for a longer term and you know exactly what you're going to be paying for the next 10 years.
What sort of rates is it?
Not particularly bad rates. I think between 5.5%, 6%.
What, fixed?
Yeah.
What? How much are you allowed to borrow on a 100% mortgage?
Oh, here we go. You've got yourself a new customer. Here we go.
I'd have to check that out. No, there's different conditions on depending on your income levels and things. So, I'd want to check that out before confirming.
But say you wanted to buy a 400 grand house, you could go along and say, I'm having all of that, 5-6%. I earn 50 grand a year. I've got no bad credit history.
I could do that. I've found a house I want. It's 1.6 million. I'm going to tap them up.
I just
£8,000 a month at
Well, it's
6%. I'm
interesting.
having that.
I suppose as interest rates are coming down as well, aren't we? I think that's a continued trend.
There's lots of options with a 5% deposit, but there's options with 1% deposits and even zero. So it's for those people that are looking to move and have been looking to move for some time. Now there is the more stability in the economy. Rates aren't quite down as low as we'd like them to be, but at the same time they're heading in that direction. People are moving.
When I speak to estate agents, they tell me that there's definitely prices are coming down on properties.
It's not what I've seen in the areas that I work in. They're more stable. They tends to be more of a bit more of a buyer's market now. There's less viewings going on, but stuff is still selling. And there are plenty. So we're not advertising or anything else to bring more business in, and we're near on looking at double this year compared to last year.
Well, there you go. Every cloud.
Indeed. Awesome stuff. I'm going to be tapping you up as well from my dream house I saw in the estate agent's window yesterday.
Well, there you go, baby.
100% mortgage for 1.6 million quid. Sign me up for that all day long.
I don't even get 100% mortgage on 1.6.
How dare you? You don't know the strings I can pull. Me and Daniel, I'll come back on the show next week. I'll let you know how we get on. Daniel, I'm going to be in touch. We'll give it a go. Brilliant stuff. Thank you very much for being on the podcast, mate. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Trooper.
Nice one. Thanks, Daniel. There you go. Daniel, all the way from...
I don't think we should rate him because he doesn't... he's not...
He doesn't want rating, does he? He's not bothered. He don't care what we think.
Which means we can move straight on to the business quizzy wizzy.
Well, can we? Producer Stevie, are you happy with that as the official? You are. She is. She's happy. Guys, she's happy with it. Let's go. It's time for the business quiz. What an interesting conversation.
I think it's my turn, isn't it?
Yes. Is he a wizzy? Let's get quizzy.
Oh, this is a very good question. What percentage of UK homeowners...
What percent of UK homeowners? It's much more difficult to answer a question when you cannot decipher the question.
That sounded like...
what percentage of a homeowner...
That sounded like Thwonk from Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
Which,
No,
by
Frank.
the way,
Tell Hank it's not okay. I want the cheap chicken.
yeah, the cheaper chicken. I love that film.
Great film.
You like that film, didn't you, Stevie?
Top 3.
Is
Top
it really?
three.
Top 3?
Oh, my God. That
Just a feel-good film.
It is a feel-good film.
we watched that. So, but that Mrs. Doubtfire, that... Well, there'll be another classic, not a new film. Hook, that's very popular in our house.
Hook, that's a good one, yeah.
Now, what's...
We went for a Moana phase. Oh, God, we watched it twice a day.
That's not a classic. That's too new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aladdin, that's the
my
best
God.
Disney
Aladdin,
film.
that's a good film.
Brilliant.
The original. They made a second one with
Will
Genie's
Smith.
not got the new voice. Oh, no, I'm talking about Jafar and the Return of Jafar.
With the one with Robin Williams as the genie. That's the original one.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what? I don't know. No, I can't talk about that.
What?
Oh, well. So a couple of weeks ago...
Well, you met Robin Williams.
So we looked, but no. This is super weird, right? So I launched that new podcast production company, and I had a lead that popped through within a day. And this person said, "I've got 18,000 A-lister interviews." So and I was like, "I've got to find out more about this." So I phoned the guy, and he's basically his business partner is on the panel for the LA Times Critics' Choice Award, which is like the week before the Oscars. They do the Critics' Choice. So this guy used to be an LA Times journalist, and he's basically for all the press junkets, whenever they put out a new movie, the superstars will go into like a hotel room and a bunch of people will go and interview them. He's got 18,000 of these recordings. He said, "Let me send you one." And it was Robin Williams. Robin Williams just in conversation.
Wow.
Oh, you know, I was listening to it go, no one else in the world has heard this. And I was like,
Was he funny still there?
Oh, so funny. Like someone's batteries ran out of the recorder. He's like, "Is your recorder okay? Should I stop? I'll stop. We're all waiting for her, guys." Like, it was just so quick. And I was like, oh, it was just magic. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. So the question is, in English, what percentage of UK homeowners... what percentage of UK homeowners have a mortgage?
A mortgage?
I'll try one more time. What percentage of UK homeowners have a mortgage? What percentage of UK homeowners have a mortgage? Now, I mean, look, I've got an unfair advantage here. I know, because of our ageing population, more and more properties are sitting there unencumbered. I did remember reading that somewhere, I remember reading that. I'm just going to be very vanilla here. Oh my God, I literally wrote 55%.
55.
And then I changed it to 50%, which I'm glad of. I just remember something about more now being unencumbered. I can't remember where I read it.
That's a huge amount, isn't it?
This is answer is 48%.
Oh, well done.
This refers to those within the 65% of households that are owner-occupiers, not the total population. 20% are privately renting, 15% are social housing and council. But so out of homes that are owned, 52% are owned unencumbered then. Is that what you assume from that?
No, 48. What's it say there?
Yeah, so 48% are with a mortgage and 52% of homeowners don't have a mortgage. These are just other facts around.
Oh, okay, fine.
So basically, you got 100 houses, 52 are owned unencumbered by the well-off over 50s. Or,
So more than not, houses.
But
that's
I
interesting,
remember
isn't
reading it in the Telegraph or the Times or the FT, a few years ago, that we tipped the balance.
Yeah.
But what's happening with those? Lots of those, they're selling them and putting them into adult care, aren't they?
Yeah.
Into dementia. I mean, that's a huge rise. It would be lovely in our lifetime if we could see the cure for dementia and Alzheimer's. That would be just such a wonderful thing.
Apparently, it's very diet-led.
Diet-led?
Yeah, dementia. They want to class dementia and Alzheimer's as stage 4 diabetes. Because it's something to do. My mum's got dementia, so I've done a bit of research on this. So there's something to do with like the neural synapses basically get clogged up with sugar.
Yeah, well, my nan, my God, she could tidy away a fondant fancy. There's more sugar in a fondant fancy than a sugar cane.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you remember them?
I love them.
Fancy with
The little dome in the middle.
which was just full of sugar.
Mr. Kipling.
How did you used to eat a fondant fancy?
Well, they were too sweet for me, and I like a bit of sugar.
Really? Too sweet for you? Can you remember a fondant fancy?
Yeah.
How did you eat it?
What do you mean? How'd you eat it?
How do you eat a fondant fancy?
Well, she used to eat it in her mouth. What do you mean, Jane?
I mean, like the process
What,
of
like
eating.
a Twix when you have to eat a Twix a certain way? Or
Yeah,
a Kit
yeah,
Kat?
yeah. Did you?
No, I just put it in my mouth and ate
So
it.
I'd always go half and half. My sister, who's a weirdo, she'd always like chip the outside of it off. Disgusting, right?
Right, that's animal behaviour.
So like around the sides. So now she's just left with the sugary domes. I'm thinking, well, surely she could save some of that for the cake. No, this is when I knew she was a wrong one. So she chipped away the sides of it, then eats the dome, then has bare cake after.
Oh, I love bare cake.
And I mean,
I
bare
could just
cake as
eat
in like, on its own,
sponge with
like
nothing
bare
else.
cake, like down with the kids' cake.
Good funny things. What brands can you think of that were massive in our youth that are still about but that are not in the zeitgeist? I think Mr. Kipling and fondant fancies.
Mr. Kipling.
They're
still in the shops, though, aren't they?
I mean,
That's an age thing, though, isn't it?
I have not had a fondant fancy presented or near me for many, many a year.
What other? Chubba Chubs.
Yep.
Remember Chubba Chubs
Unless you go
lollipops?
to Spain, they're everywhere in
They
Spain.
were very
Everywhere
popular.
else but here.
Hubba Bubba. Do you remember Hubba Bubba bubble gum?
I'll tell you one.
Tell you what's not popular anymore, cigarettes. I used to love a cigarette. You can't get cigarettes anymore, can you?
I'll tell you another. I'll tell you one. Do you remember Club chocolate bars?
Yes. A chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. I remember it.
Just don't really see them anymore, do you?
You don't. You do. No, you do still get them because my kids are obsessed with an orange club. They love an orange club.
Yeah, but they're not.
But George can't eat it because they've got peanuts. Did them have peanuts? Yes, they got
I
peanuts.
thought of one. Viscounts.
Viscount.
They're great. Do you remember them?
Do you remember it was advertised by the fake Dracula. Viscount.
They were like a minty chocolate biscuit.
Oh, they're
in a green
unbelievable.
wrapper.
Viennetta. Do you remember a Viennetta?
No, I bought one of them the other day, but they were
The ripples on it now.
Yeah.
It used to be like a wave, and now it's like a meh, meh, meh. I'm like, don't mug me off with that.
was something you had every week
On a Sunday.
without fail. And there's another thing that we used to always have on a Sunday dinner. You get Marks and Spencer's, their cheesecake with mandarins on top, and Iceland done like a knockoff version. Sometimes you get them with strawberries. It was really cheap, a little cheese.
Oh, yeah,
with a
yeah,
biscuit.
yeah.
But everyone had that very, very regularly.
Yeah.
Don't see that very much now.
Don't, dear.
I'll tell you what you also don't see, normal milk. because everyone's gone absolutely crazy like you. I'm going to have an oat hot chocolate.
Oat flat white, please.
Oat flat
white.
Flat white. I mean, no one ever went into a coffee shop up until about 24 months ago. And
No, we
said,
wouldn't have.
I'll have a flat white. I'll have can I have a cup of coffee, please?
Yeah, and now I've got to just do a shout out because we like small businesses on this podcast. Malden Coffee Company. Shout out to Tom and the team at Malden Coffee Company. That with the chocolate bomb ground roast, oat milk flat white. Oh, it's a bloody taste sensation.
Can I tell you, I was in
Tell me
London.
what you like. It's
I was in
your show,
London,
love.
in Soho, having a meeting with someone at the Soho Ivy Brasserie. Fantastic. Had a shepherd's pie there. Brilliant.
What, the original one? Is that what we went for your birthday?
No. This is a knockoff Ivy, still owned by the Ivy. But I went past a coffee shop called Flat White.
Did you?
Flat White is in the zeitgeist, isn't it?
It is. Do you know what I can never work out when I go to Soho as well?
Oh, I love a glass of matcha. Said no one ever.
How do they get away with half the shops in Soho? Like I go to meetings at Dean Street Townhouse. On that corner, Prowlers, which is like the boxer shorts, it's basically just soft porn. It's just guys with their bits hanging out like, buy these pants. Isn't it weird?
I don't know. I don't hang around.
No, because I
JB,
always take photos for Hayley. I'm like, I'm going to go get some pants. She's like, don't bother, you won't feel them. That's why I hate her. That's why I hate her. Right, have we got anything else we've got to do? So what happened then? You won. Did you win? I think you won.
Yeah, I think I won, as
Well done.
always.
Standard.
I
You
was
happy with-
thinking- I don't know
Here
if
we
I've done
go.
my little
Here
jokes.
we
Have got
go.
a little joke for this
I
episode.
think
People like the
we
little
should.
jokes.
Oh, they do. Do they? Who's told you that they like it? Come on, let's have a little
What was
joke.
my joke on the... Oh, fantastic. We brought this up in the office the other day. Say what you like about waiters, but I think they bring a lot to the table.
They're so rubbish, but I love them.
It's very good. Hey, do you know I was in a crash the other day?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I was in a crash. Crashed my car. Stevie knows this one. I told her that. And I went into the back of someone.
Yeah.
And this little dwarf got out. And he said to me, I'm not happy. I said, well, which one are you?
I don't know if you can still do that joke. Is that still all right?
Oh, no, that's fine. What, we can't talk about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs anymore?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
The work world we
I
live
shan't
in.
be having that. No.
Won't be having it. No, won't be having that. Right, got anything you want to sell people down that camera
Got
there?
new business. I just started.
Here we go.
I'm making spirit levels. I've had to buy 100 goldfish, collect all their farts and make spirit levels with them. Just keep going there.
You finished.
Bought 2 goldfish.
Here we go. No, he's not finished.
Called one, the other one 2. So if one dies, still got 2. Went to the pet shop and I said, can I buy a goldfish? And he said, do you want an aquarium? I said, I don't care what star sign it is.
I was sweating. I'm sweating. Is that a thing? When I laugh enough now, I start sweating. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, fine. I thought maybe it was like a sign of early impending death. Anything you'd like to sell people down the
Yes,
camera?
ladies and gents, if you want to come and see my stand-up comedy show.
Zero sales.
No, ladies and gents, we're running Business Masterclass. This is our big 2-day event in London to help business owners soar to success. If you want to find out how to grow your business, do commercial property, raise finance, buy companies, and everything within the sphere of entrepreneurship, you're going to love this. Tickets are a few £100. Get them now before the price goes up. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and you'll find all the details of how we can see you live in London with me on stage 2 days, teaching all the stuff in 2 days that I've learned over 2 decades of entrepreneurship to grow your business. We'd love to see you there, jamessinclair.net. And please massage the like button and the subscribe button wherever you're listening to this podcast so we can get the best guests on. It really does help more than you know. Leave us a review as well. Over to you, JB.
No, I think you've done a beautiful job there. Producer Stevie, are you happy with how this has all been summarised?
Very happy.
She's very happy. I hope you are as well at home. Thanks for watching. Ta-da!
Bonus notches.